everyone. It is Manifest with Sherbear time. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I teach you how to manifest heaven on earth because that is my goal for me. And if that is my goal for me, that is my goal for you too, because we are all one consciousness. There is zero time, distance, space, separation between anyone or anything. It is my personal belief that we come to this planet to experience heaven on earth, to live life fully, to love fully, and have everything and anything that we want. So, hi, Emmas. You made it again, girl. Hi, Dominique. Hi, Sharina. Hi, Ali. I knew that was you on TikTok. I was like, there's my Ali sticking out for me. Thank you. Yeah, the TikTok was getting a little wild. My billionaires is here. How's everyone doing? Now we decided last Tuesday on this channel that we were going to do a challenge to remain as delusional as we possibly could for 1 week, to shut off 5 senses in the 3rd dimensional plane, and to give ourselves exactly what we need in our imagination to the best that we can, to not get skewed, to not get taken down by the 3D. And I want to check in with you guys. I know Billionaires was doing it, and I want to hear how you guys have felt. I know that some of the girls on my TikTok were saying that they've been doing it for the past week, and it's gotten them in a really good headspace. Now, I want to have like a little couple tree branches off of that. Okay, well, when we're manifesting, we have to be delusional as F, right? I try not to swear on YouTube because I don't know if it's allowed on here or not, so we're just not going to do that. But when we're manifesting, we are to be as delusional as possible. And why is that? Because manifesting is not logical, it's not reasonable, it's the opposite of everything we were programmed to believe in how this reality works from the time we were born until we discovered quantum physics and had our spiritual awakening, okay? We are as delusional as possible when manifesting because the mind is very limited, and the mind is actually, right? Let's talk about the brain. The brain is wired to protect us. So the brain is going to manifest circumstances or introduce thoughts that you previously programmed to keep you safe. So for example, if you're manifesting a person, the brain is going to go, wait a minute, don't you go back to him, because remember what happened the last time you got hurt? Remember how heartbroken you were? You don't fall in love again. I'm going to manifest a circumstance that puts you back in the safe zone where you're alone, because at least if you're alone, you're not getting hurt. And that can manifest in many different ways. It can be you self-sabotaging the relationship. It can be them self-sabotaging. But be sure, watch out, unless you consciously decide to change the programming, you'll continuously manifest the same circumstances over and over. Okay, which brings us, now we're going to get back to being delusional. So when we are delusional, when manifesting, right, and we kind of go to like a fantasy world and we live in a quote unquote false reality, when in actuality, consciousness is the one and only reality, and the 3D is only an echo of it, right? What that enables us to do is instantaneously shut off the 5 senses in the 3D. Of all the potentials in the quantum field, choose exactly where we want to land, right? Instantaneously get to experience it. And it also helps shut down the ego, the limited mind, and tap into that higher consciousness. And then what happens when we persist in that? And when I say persistence is a choice. It's choosing to affirm or imagine. Well, you're using your imagination for everything, but visualize or script or whatever the case may be, to occupy the very point in time space that already exists instantaneously in your mind. And we don't limit ourselves. We don't accept breadcrumbs, okay? We don't accept breadcrumbs. We go for exactly what we want. Now, when I say be delusional, that's not taking away from the fact that we are third dimensional humans having a third dimensional experience, and we do have emotions, lower level emotions. We may feel sad, we may feel hurt. It's all part of the human experience. Know that you are so, you're valid in those feelings. I commend you. I give you my support. I send you love. However, when you realize that you essentially literally have nothing to fear, and the more delusional and limitless you can be in your imagination, you are going to break down the walls of the realist, of the logic, and you're going to be able to not react, not get skewed by the 3D less and less. And then in turn, because you've chosen that state, it's going to manifest, get pushed out in this third dimensional plane. Dominique said, I've been doing it. Yesterday was an off day for me, but I didn't stay there. I meditated and get back on track. Yeah, and that's okay, my loves, Dominique, because we all have our off days. I have my off days. There's just some days where I wake up and immediately start thinking in fear. And when I say fear, maybe it's like, oh God, I have a million things to do today. How am I going to get all them done? Or maybe thinking about something in the quote unquote future. But like Dominique said, I like to meditate as well. Or, and when you meditate, you can be delusional in the meditation and be like, no, actually what happened this morning was I woke up and felt amazing. And, I woke up to like coffee and flowers on the table for me. And oh God, that felt so good. And when you give yourself that experience, obviously there's an awareness when you're living in the 3D, right? But your brain doesn't know the difference between what you're thinking about in your mind or what's happening in front of you. So when you do those things, okay, this is another reason why being delusional is the move, right? When you do those things, your brain literally thinks it's happening now. So you're going to get that sense of excitement. You're going to release the hormones in your body, the love, the happiness, oxytocin, all those great things as if it was happening now. And when you repeatedly do that over and over again, your body starts to do it naturally. So just as you programmed yourself into all the negative stress hormones and fight or flight responses, you program yourself into the opposite by repetitively revisiting that state, okay? I have found that because JMK said, what if it was an off week? Well, my loves, it's totally fine. I don't care if it was an off year, okay? The only thing that effing matters is the present moment. And if you can right now in this live shift your state into, I am a master manifestor, creation is finished, I have everything that I could have possibly wanted already. I'm not taking no for an answer. Okay. And I'm going to shift. I'm going to decide exactly who I am and what I have now. And I'm not going to stop until I get it. And it's like I've said before, you fall, get up, fall, get up, fall, get up, fall, get up, and what matters is that you got up, not that you fall, not that we fall. It's that we get up. Okay. You get up and you decide, you become aware. Okay. Well, for the last week, where have my thoughts been? Well, I've been looking in the 3D. I've been feeling hopeless. I've been comparing myself to other people, whatever the case may be. And I like to write them down when I have those bad funks, right? Write them down and then look at them and say, all right, this is where I've been. Now, I'm not blaming myself. I'm not running from these thoughts. I'm facing them. I'm facing them right now because I have nothing to fear. Maybe the mind wants to trick me into thinking that this is all finalized and that I actually do have something to fear and I'm never going to get what I want, but it's not true. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to face it. And just like the clouds pass in the sky, let the thoughts pass. That's all it takes to shift your state and release those. I promise you guys, it is that easy, okay? It's at some point, we need to start identifying with the version of us that has a perfect self-concept. And let's start identifying with that right now, okay? Then you look at it and you say, okay, all of these negative things manifested, what can make these impossible to be true? Well, if I've been, let's say, not feeling good enough, and I like to look at myself in the mirror when I do this too, I am good enough. There's no one else like me. I'm so unique. I don't care how young or old someone is. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care what they've done, who they're with, who their family is, where they live, what they're doing now. There's only one me, and there's no one else like me. And I am at the mother effing top. Okay? And you can make it very specific to the insecurities that you have in your reality, right? Most people, from what I've experienced in my coaching, are what I love, I lose, not feeling good enough, and pretty much not feeling like they can keep the relationship. What I love, I lose, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy and deserving, right? And also feeling like we have to control things because that's how we're all formally programmed to think. But you can make it specific to your situation. Kristen says your lives make my day. Thanks, girl. You guys make my day. Seriously, I'm so unbelievably grateful for you guys. And Billionaire says same. I love my billionaires. Okay, now we're going to shift gears a little bit. And I'm super, super proud of you guys. Being delusional helped my self-concept. Exactly. Thanks, girl. I picked a scene right before sleep and put on Post-it and commit. Exactly. And you know what? That's the thing, guys. It's choosing to become focused. It's choosing to observe your reality. It's stepping out of victim consciousness, even if it makes you feel just a little bit better. And it will make you feel better. It's going to make you feel better to think about the version of you that knows they have it all already, or the version of you that has it all, right? It's sometimes we forget when we go so far in this manifesting journey that we just need to take a step back for a second and realize that, and ask yourself the simple question, who would I be right now if I already had this thing that I'm feeling anxious about? There's this thing that I'm feeling separate from. And remember, like I always say at the beginning of my videos, there's no time, distance, space, or separation between anything or anyone. Okay? So ask yourself that simple question. Who would I be? Okay? And it's like, oh, well, I wouldn't be worried about anything that's been plaguing me for the last day or the last week or the last month. None of it would exist in this new reality. Okay? We're going to talk about parallel realities tomorrow because that's like my favorite topic along with law of thought transmission. Those are like my two favorite topics. Okay. Now I want to talk about how to get someone obsessed with us. Okay. We're going to set a group intention. Everyone in here, we're going to put our manifesting brains together and we're all going to go to the place in the quantum field where the person that we love and desire is obsessed with us. And if you don't have a person right now that you like, then we're going to set the intention that you're going to manifest new love. Let's bring that new love in for you. And that person is going to be head over heels in love and obsessed with you. Okay, let's talk about how to do it. Now, okay. I know that can be a controversial topic about manifesting someone to be obsessed with you. I'm here for that, okay? And the reason why I'm here for that is because my definition of obsession is having someone like that, because I'm like a hopeless romantic, okay? I've talked about this a lot on TikTok. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I want the love where there's like butterflies and passion, like the flame never dies out, can't get enough of each other, head over heels in love, okay? That's my definition of obsession, and I can have what I want in my reality, so therefore, that is what I've manifested, okay? Successfully and have experienced that. Now, how do we get someone to become obsessed with us? Okay, how do we get our version of the perfect relationship that we want? The answer has nothing to do with them. It has to do with us, with you. Okay, so you become obsessed and fall in love with you. What do you wake up every day and you show up as the man or woman that already has that person obsessed with them, healthily, passionate. You're waking up, you have the most amazing, passionate relationship. You can't get, and you want to make it mutual, right? Because you don't want them chasing you. You won't want them anymore. You want to make it mutual, right? It's 50-50, or maybe like 49% you and like 51% them. But you want it to be mutual, right? So you wake up every day as the man or woman that already has it. So, oh God, it feels so good to have the most amazing, loving. This is the most passionate relationship I've ever had. My heart beats. I still get butterflies. Like, you know that feeling that you get in the beginning of the relationship? Well, it's 5 years and I still have that when I see my person. I still have that when I wake up to their amazing face every day. They look at me every day straight in the eyes, and I could just tell how much they love me. Why? Because I deserve it. Because I'm just that man or woman, because it's never been anything but that with me. It was an illusion to think that I couldn't have a person show up in my reality that way. Okay? That's who you show up as every day. And this will work whether you have someone in mind or not. If you don't have anyone in mind, literally, just tell yourself you already have that relationship and get it. It's going to, thoughts create feelings and emotions. So just by me saying that, I'm sure you guys noticed that my demeanor changed a little bit, because those thoughts were giving me feelings of love, excitement, all of the above, right? So we don't have to strive to feel these emotions. You will when you're doing it, okay? But we want that Kravis love. Yes. Oh my God. I love them. I'm so here for them. Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian. They're freaking adorable. Billionaire says we adore each other. Exactly. But it's literally that easy. But the main thing that I want you guys to realize about what I just said is that it's not about them. So it's not looking to them and saying, I'm going to make you obsessed with me. It's looking to you and loving yourself so much, being head over heels in love with yourself first, knowing that you're that man or woman already. And then, because you love this person, you have the desire for this person because you're meant to experience this with them, then you assume that you have this healthily obsessed, loving relationship with that person. And what you're doing, and we'll get into parallel realities tomorrow, is of all the potentials in the quantum field, you're choosing exactly where to land. And you're taking that person with you, this version of them, this entirely new version of them, into this reality with you. And they will reflect that back to you. And by the way, when you fall in love with yourself and you know how amazing you are, and can't get enough of you because you love you that much, right? Not only is your person going to feel that way about you, everyone in your reality, people are just going to want to be around you because you make them feel good, because confidence is king, and people can feel that love and confidence that you have for themselves or for yourself, and they're going to want to be around you. You're going to be a magnet. Okay. You're going to walk into a room and people are going to be drawn to you. Strangers, friends, I'm telling you, because that's what I experienced. And when I first discovered the law, I didn't believe it, right? It was hard for me to believe because I had no evidence. But the way that people respond and react to me, like, I have a lot of clients that will literally book sessions with me just because I make them feel better, which is so flattering to me. I'm like, girl, like, when I hear that, they're like, just me talking to you makes me feel better. And that like means the world to me. But if I had like this negative self-concept, I didn't love myself, and I didn't like, love who I was, and, all of the above, and feel this way about myself, then no one else in my reality would be able to do that, right? So it starts with us, and that's what I want you guys all to know. So I love you guys so much. Leanne said, any tips? I want to answer this question. Any tips on how to learn to love yourself that much? Well, I want you to realize, I would say mirror work is big for that, okay? For me, mirror work was a huge game changer for me. I would start with mirror work, okay? I got this from Louise Hay. A baby is not born not loving themselves. A baby is born, like Louise Hay said it best. You don't hear a baby complaining about their fat thighs or what they hate about themselves. A baby loves themselves. It sees itself in the mirror and it loves themselves, him or her, right? Well, we're programmed into these not feeling good enough, not loving ourselves, not feeling worthy. Okay. So, how do you learn to love yourself? How do you start with that? It's becoming conscious of who you're being, looking at where am I falling off throughout the day? Where am I feeling less than? And you're going to start to notice that it's not only in it with a person, it can be at work. It can be walking into parties. Okay. And I want you catch it. And I would say spend a couple days or a couple weeks becoming conscious of where the thoughts are going. And then look at them and say, oh God, I didn't feel confident enough to speak up at a meeting. I looked in the mirror and I thought to myself, my, hair isn't thick enough or my nose is too big or whatever. I felt like the person that I love was going to choose someone else. And you look at it and you're like, why do I have these thoughts? What beliefs are alive within me that are causing me to think these thoughts, right? And you go into, and this is why we're so big on repetition of affirmations in this community. You go into, not only am I good enough, I'm more than good enough. Okay. I am perfect from head to toe. And you look at yourself in the mirror you don't have to do mirror work. I suggest you do it. You do it as soon as you get out of the shower, look at yourself naked. Okay. I do it when I'm like putting my creams on in the morning. Just do it. I'm telling you, it may feel weird in the beginning, but persist and do it and tell me what you think of it. And I have some self-concept mirror meditations coming out. Okay. But look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and look at yourself directly in your eyes. And whatever it is, and you can look down at your journal and you can say it to yourself in the mirror and look at yourself. You're speaking to your soul. Okay. You're speaking to that child within you, because at some point in your life, you develop those beliefs. And you heal it instantaneously, because all you have to do, you don't have to look very far to know the work that, when I say work in quotes, the work that needs to be done. You just become conscious of where your thoughts are going, where you fall off during the day, where you feel a little bit less than or uncomfortable, right? When you allow someone in your reality to make you feel that way, to make you feel not good enough, because no one should have that power over you. Right? And you become conscious of when that happens. You take a step back and you observe it and you say, no, I'm no longer. I'm recognizing this. I don't have to run from it. Like I said, just like the clouds pass in the sky, let the thought pass, and then identify a thought that makes that impossible to be true. And what you're doing through repetition, you're going to reprogram that. And if you pick 3 affirmations that you say during the day, or you write them down and, you become aware and you make affirmations to listen to at night. You guys can also, there's a ton of affirmation apps out there that you can record and listen to them while you're sleeping. And through repetition, Dylan James talks a lot about this, and I love Dylan James so much. But about sleep affirmations and how powerful and beneficial they are. And I totally agree and on board with that. I always suggest that my clients listen to them, and I listen to them myself. But you can make your own sleep affirmations, very specific to you and your situation. So on that note, guys, I'm going to bed. I didn't sleep good last night. I'm exhausted. But I will be back. We're going to talk about parallel realities. Also, any video suggestions that you guys have for my lives, leave it in the comments, and I'm definitely going to get to them. I love your guys' suggestions. So, Leanne, thank you for that question. You guys are amazing. Billionaire says he experiences that daily, strangers smiling and being kind, saying hi. Exactly. And the more that you guys learn manifestation, the more that you realize that everyone is literally consciousness. I don't care what they identify, what pronoun they identify by, what their race or ethnic background is, their religion, their culture, their age, what part of the world they come from. They're all you. And when people really understand that, you'll be you'll be more kind, like and patient and understanding and less judgmental. Okay? That is I definitely have a very spiritual side to me that I don't always talk about. But that's my 2 cents for today. Love you guys so much. Again, video ideas, if you can leave them in the comments, because I don't see the live replays. So I think I have the settings now where the chat replays. I think I changed the setting. I'm still learning YouTube, but I think I changed the setting where the chat replay shows now. But just to be safe, leave it in the comments, and I will do live videos on that topic. I love you guys so much. Gratitude. Have a beautiful night.